Hello, hello, hello. Welcome on in. Welcome in. Welcome in. Mia also says, welcome in. If you can't see her, that's because she's a gray ghost. She really is. But if you're new to the channel, hi, I'm Tanya, and we do talk all things true crime here. If that's something that you're into, which apparently you guys are, if you're here, just go ahead and subscribe now and hit the like button if you guys don't mind, if you do appreciate the content. If you don't appreciate the content, let me know that too, so I know to fix it up and change it. Either way, let me know. Go ahead and say hi to everybody in the chat while you're here. We're friendly people. Go ahead and see who's all in the chat. I was looking earlier and I was like, man, we got some people in here just talking away. It's good. I love that. Ladybug, ALR. I remember when I first started YouTube, I'd have like nobody in my chat DM, like literally nobody. Hey Cheryl, hey Mary Beth, just like literally me. And I would still do them. Hey Holly, hey Ashley. I don't know why. But it got me here. That's probably why. There was one of our members, Tammy. She's not a member anymore. I don't think she's on YouTube anymore. But her grandson used to come in my lives, and he'd be the first one in there, and he'd say hi to me. Welcome in, everyone. I am streaming on my other channel, also my second channel, and I'm streaming to Facebook. But Facebook's being really weird. It's only letting me stream there if I invite people. Like I have to literally invite someone to come and watch their live. It says be ready for my live, but I am. I don't know what that means. Okay. Well, welcome in, everybody. Spilled beans. We got Otto. We got the whole Lenora. We got the whole crew in here. Catherine, Linda. Wow. Well, welcome in. Hey, Albeam. Hey, West Virginia Holly Girl. Hey, Ange. Welcome in, everybody. Hey, Naomi. We really are the kindest chat. Hey, Lindsay. And if we're not, let us know that too. We'll try to fix that up. I'll kick them all out. Hey, preschool granny. So we'll go ahead and we'll get started with tonight's live. As I do with every live, we put the missing person, if it's a missing person or a victim, up, and we just kind of talk about them. I've been using this picture here, these two, because I feel like these ones are the most circulated. And then this missing person, of course, poster is everywhere. I'm gonna put it up a little bit bigger. If you could scan the QR code. I'm pretty sure you can scan it right on the screen. If you ever wanted to get more information. I'm going to actually try it really quick and see if it works. Yep, it works. Okay, awesome. Hey, Leisha, welcome in. So as everybody knows, 22-year-old Riley Strain was last seen Friday the March 8th. Sorry. He was seen approximately about 9:30, 9:45 downtown at Luke Bryan's bar and grill. He was kicked out of the bar for, okay, so this is where it gets a little tricky. He was kicked out of the bar, we thought, for an altercation in the beginning, like a fight or something, and I thought maybe he was just bouncing off some people, just being tall, lean, goofy, probably drunk, bouncing off some people, kind of causing a ruckus. But according to Chris Dingman, which is the spokesperson for the family, he's saying that Riley just had a conversation with one of the employees and then he got kicked out for it. So that don't make any sense. So that's tricky. That's fishy. Let me get my flag. Oh, I almost couldn't reach it. That's like a red flag right there. Literally. Otto, yeah, he said he drove all night. JLR did. Thank you, Mary Beth, for gifting 5 memberships. Ma'am, I don't know who gives more between you and T. Salas. Thank you so much. Well, welcome on in, everybody. I need to do a members only live. I was thinking about that today, but we won't even get into that. My pipe broke again. Not my fault, though. It was flooding the downstairs neighbor. So when Riley was last seen, he was seen between these two bridges, or his phone last pinged. And he was last seen by a police officer down in, the location before the first bridge. And he was walking towards the 2 bridges. I have a timeline that I'm working on, and we can go over that. And then I have some questions for you guys, because I don't know, something's getting twisted here. And I don't know if it's just me or if somebody's being weird, like one of the fraternity brothers. So we'll get to that in just a second. So what we'll do is we'll go over here and I'll just show you what I have so far. And then we'll add to it and all that good stuff. But this will kind of get everybody kind of caught up. So there was last sighting of Riley was on Gay Street, and it was at 9:52. No video has been discovered that shows Riley away from the Gay Street after the 9:52 time frame. And then that's on at 9:52, on March the 8th. March the 9th, Riley is reported missing. So this is the part that gets me. So when Riley was reported missing, does anybody remember in the beginning of this case hearing that he only went to the bar with one other guy? Does anybody else remember that other than me? Put a 1 in the chat if you heard that he went with one guy to the bar. Put a 2 in the chat if you heard since the beginning that he was with a group of friends. Because I gotta look through some old articles, guys, because I'm telling you, I thought that they said he went with one friend, him and another guy, like one fraternity brother. So then I'm thinking, well, why wouldn't that guy leave with him? If, Mary Beth, look at that, gifting out more memberships. Thank you so much, Mary Beth. That's so sweet. Thank you. Thank you so much. That is really nice. And the green matches my green presentation. You guys heard too? Okay, so you guys heard more than that? Okay. Because I'm like, So a couple of us heard that there was one other friend with him. And I'm going to look through some old articles because I literally just saw this right before the live. And I'm like, I'll be going down a rabbit hole, which we may just go down the rabbit hole together. So I'm going to go through this article and then I'm going to go back to the time that he's reported missing. So March, wait, am I on the wrong page? I feel like I was. Oh, I got my things mixed up. We're just going to skip this because I just went to the second page and I'm probably got y'all confused. Okay. So this is what I wanted to tell you guys. So when Riley was first missing, when he first came up missing, and I heard that he had one frat brother with him, like one friend was with him. And so then I heard that they reported him missing right after the bars closed, like right around the times that the bars closed. They didn't see him, so they called and got police on the phone. Then the other night, we are sitting here and we're doing our live, and I go to the GoFundMe site, and I don't know if it was me or one of you guys in the chat, but one of us said, it says 1:46 a.m. that they called the police. And I'm like, well, that's wrong because we've all heard the 911 call. If, by now it's 1:46 p.m. the next day. So I was looking through articles to get my timeline together. When I was doing that timeline today, I was just starting it. And I was reading this article, and this is from CBS News. When was this put out? This was put out March 19th, which was yesterday? And then down here, when it says about 1:35 a.m., one of Strand's friends reported him missing about 4 hours after he was escorted from Luke's 32 Bridge. A friend on the trip, identified only by his first name, Braden, told CBS affiliate WTVF he tried to find Strand after he left the bar on March 8th. Braden also used Snapchat's location feature to try and locate Strand, but he was unable to find him. Calls made to Strand's cell phone went to voicemail after he went missing, and investigators said Strand's phone last ping near cell towers less than 2 miles away from Luke's 32 Bridge. So he's saying Braden, his good buddy, I'm assuming that's probably his best buddy because he knows his Snapchat and all that. He was saying, I called him. I reported him missing 4 hours after he left the bar. He said he reported him. Braden told. Not Braden's lawyer, not Braden's friend, not Braden's mom. Braden. Very weird. You're amazing, Mary Beth. Thank you again. I didn't even get to see who got the last 5. There we go. Look at that. I should turn on my free gifts. I have them off. I don't know why. Oh, so that's all I wanted to read you on that page. So I'm just kind of confused now because I know a lot of us had heard that they, had called at 1:46 a.m. And then we heard 16 hours later. Okay, let me know if you guys remember the GoFundMe saying 1:46 a.m. Put a 1 in the chat if you guys remember that. And then put a 2 in the chat if you never seen the GoFundMe and you don't know what it says. I'm gonna grab my drink. It's so confusing, Ladybug. Ashley, I think you might have been the one that brought it up. Were you the one that I think I might have brought it up and then you brought it up again or something like that? Okay, so I don't know if someone else spotted that, you know what I mean? Other than us, I don't know. But they done changed it to 1:46 p.m. Now, what was this, Ashley? Was this yesterday or day before? It was 1:46 a.m. Yeah, Ashley. Yeah, I know it was you. Yeah, I know me and you were talking about it. I didn't know if it was you said it first, I said it first, or whatever. I'm one of us. You know how it is. And then when we're in here, we're all like saying some stuff. But yeah, because I remember going over there and telling people like, "Oh, it's not a.m. It means p.m. there." Yeah. Oh, Mary Beth, thank you for the $5 super sticker. She said for your dedication and consistency. I really appreciate it. I try. I told Vincent, I'm like your mom's Banfield because she watches me during the day. I was here, but forgot to press play. That's funny. That happens to me a lot. And then I'll get behind in chat and I don't realize I'm behind, and then I'll be talking and I sound ridiculous. So if I ever sound ridiculous in chat, I'm just ridiculous. Wow, they raised more money because they were at, I think 57,000 last night. Wow. And this money is going towards, them getting equipment to search for Riley, being able to take off of work, being able to drive there, the 6-7 hours there, from where they're from. I couldn't imagine my son is missing in a city that I've never been to. So you have no family, no friends, no resources other than the people that care enough about you and your son to drive the 6 to 7 hours. And I hate to say it, but there's not a whole lot of people that would do that, even though that's wrong. I'm just saying it. There's not a lot of nice people in the world, you know what I mean? You would that would be hard. I could barely get my brother to come see me an hour away. I'd be losing my mind. I thought I don't even have children. Maybe that's why no one wants me to lose my mind. But yeah, so everyone's heard the 911 call. I won't play it again then. I was going to play it again, but I think everyone's heard it. And if you haven't, let me know and I'll play it again. I don't mind. I don't mind at all. Let's see here. So we'll pass that up. So they, is it Cheatham Dam? They were looking for Riley possibly being, at the dam. So they searched the dam and the banks of the Cumberland in Nashville. So this was today, I believe. We'll go ahead and we'll read over this article that WSMV4 came out with. And they came out with this today. So I think this is like one of the newest updates. And then I have a couple videos from Banfield because, she's on it now. When News Nation picks up a case, they run with it like hardcore. And then we'll talk about Riley's final text messages. And then maybe if we have time, we'll go over to SF Investigates page and see what he's been up to. Because I know he's got some good stuff on there. We've been talking. I really like his input. I mean, that's his job, finding missing people. But it's a lot more detailed and a lot more hard. It's harder than you think, I guess. I mean, harder than I thought. I thought you just kind of did a grid and just walked in, straight line. But there's like so much more to it. Hey, Cash at me, bro. I need that as my name. Oh, I'm sorry. 19 years you try. Oh, man. I don't have any either. Cheat ham. Oh, okay. I keep thinking like Chatham. Simon Quentin. Quentin Simon. I always get it backwards. I always do that. I don't know why. I think it's because they could both be first names, But this is Nashville. So the search for Riley Strand at the Cheatham Dam is finished for the day as crews did not find anything there. During the search, crews were burping, closing, and opening the dam for search efforts. That search has wrapped up for the day. No other search efforts are planned in the area at this time. The focus of the search was concentrated on the dam, and crews found nothing connected to Riley. So why wouldn't they search around the dam? If the body of water is going to be flowing that way when you open the dam, right? If you're opening and closing the dam, isn't that water going to rush through? I don't know which direction, but maybe it's the other direction. I'm not good with with direction, guys. So it says, earlier the search for missing college student Riley Strand has moved from the banks of the Cumberland River to the Cheatham Dam in Ashland City. The Cheatham County Sheriff's Office said it had been in contact with the Metro Nashville Police Department, which requested a search from the county line to the Cheatham Dam. The Cumberland River runs through the dam and is operated by the U.S. Army Corp of Engineers. It is about 42 miles downstream from Nashville. Wow. Nothing has been found as of Wednesday morning. 42 miles? Could he go that far? I mean, I guess so. Yeah, if you're going in the river and it's flowing, 11 days. I wonder how far you could get. I need to ask SF that. How far could you get in the water? I'm about to write him right now. Oh, man. I really want to know that now. Because I don't know a lot about, I mean, maybe you guys do. I don't know a lot about it. I'm one of those people always like to be like super 100% with it. But I'm assuming if nothing's catching you, if you're not getting caught up on anything, you're like in the deeper part. I mean, you could probably go a long way. But maybe that's why they checked the dam. And I know that the water is down also. And hey, Aries, welcome in. Hey, PKC. 3 to 4. Oh, man. That's a low. I hate Google Earth, but I'm going to do it. I forgot I did this to you guys for you guys too. I'm still working on it, but I'm putting in every place that he went to. And we'll probably go over that in the next couple of days. But I just wanted to show you that. And hold on one second. Okay, sorry about that. I thought I heard something, but I'm just hearing stuff. Sorry, guys. I never usually have to pause, but Vincent's not here, and he usually is. So that's the update. Now I'm gonna look for some more stuff on Twitter. I actually didn't get on Twitter before I got on the live, and I normally do, but I was so busy today. I was so busy. Just because because the flooding. Sorry, guys. I'm not with the program tonight, am I? I can't get my words. Okay, so I'm going to put on Banfield. You either love her, you hate her, I feel like I'm like your Banfield. I bring you new cases every night, most of the time. But this one is going to be retracing the steps of Riley Strand, which we have seen this before on like TikTok. But this is going to be News Nation's correspondent is down there. I can't think of his name. But he's down there right now, and he's just doing like a walkthrough and getting a feel for the area. Now, I didn't realize this until I started doing that map, and I want to double check, but I'm pretty sure he walked up and then he walked back down, and so I'm just like going to I'm going to figure it out for you guys. But if that's the case, then where the heck was he going? Was he going back towards the city? Like he knew he messed up? I'm going to look more into it though, for you guys. So Banfield did 3 segments. She was on last night, and she did 3 segments on there. So actually we'll watch the one I just said first, and see what they have to say. And I'm going to look that up too. There's another case that we're covering. So I'll go ahead and put this one. So he was staying at the Tempo by the Hilton. They went to Garth Brooks's bar, which is just down the street from Luke's 32 Bridge. And then, no, I'm sorry. They went to Miranda Lambert's bar first, which is like right down the road to the, like by Luke's. And then they went back the other way and went to Garth Brooks's bar and then went back the other way to Luke's bar. So I'm starting to figure out things, down there. Cause I'm not good with directions. So it takes me a while. Sorry, guys. But then, you see where as they said that they got all the sightings, final phone ping, and then his bank card was found there, washed up on the shore by 2 TikTokers. Very strange. If you guys don't mind just taking a second, hit the like button. If you're watching over on Facebook, hit the reaction button. If you're watching over on Unfiltered and you would like to talk to the live chat, come over to the titanium built side. I think that's all I have to say. And if you'd like to join the second channel, we would love to have you. I'm going to go ahead and put it in chat right now if you'd like to join. Also, if you'd like to join our channel membership, we would love to have you. We're only accepted members for tonight. After tonight, we're full. Just kidding. Just kidding. Just kidding. All righty. There we go. And I think I got them both in there for you guys.
Really understand the last known wanderings of a college student who hasn't been seen or heard from in 11 days, you have to be there. And my colleague, Evan Lambert, is. He's live in Nashville tonight. He spent part of the day retracing Riley Strain's steps. Evan, I'm so glad you're doing this because even with the maps, I get confused. Can you walk me through Riley's path?
Yeah, Ashley, with those several data points on the map, it is confusing, especially if you don't know the area. And so we did spend a good part of the day walking around. And what I can tell you from the area here by the river where we are, where Riley Strain was last seen, to really where this story starts at the first bar that he was asked to leave. It's really only about a 15-minute or so walk if you're walking directly. Of course, we don't know the exact route he took because we have little pieces on surveillance video, but it is not terribly far away. But we took a look at all of those points a little bit earlier. Check it out. 9:35 on the night, Riley Strain goes missing. According to Luke Bryan's bar here on the corner of Broadway and 3rd, he was asked to leave after being served 1 alcoholic drink and 2 waters. Then 11 minutes later, a surveillance camera.
Did you see how busy it was down there? Just for like a regular old day. I mean, I don't think I think this was yesterday. I don't know when they were recording it. I'm assuming yesterday they recorded it.
Camera at downtown smoke shop catches Strain running and then falling near a pole in the parking lot. He gets up and continues out of the frame. A minute later, another camera catches him cross 1st Avenue North to Gay Street. At this point, he's less than half a mile from Broadway. And finally, our last pictures of Strain are here. Body camera video catches him interacting with a Metro Nashville police officer and appearing to be fine.
How you doing, sir?
I'm good. How are you?
Good.
This is just across from the Cumberland River, and take a look at how steep this is in this area. It's basically a cliff, some 30, 40 feet down to the water's edge. This whole area is covered with litter, debris, trash, homeless encampments. This is where TikTokers say they found Strain's debit card. It is nowhere near, about a half mile away from his hotel, which is off in that direction, nowhere near where he's seen walking and his last cell phone pings are. And so it's very clear, Ashley, where the last pictures and the last cell phone pings are. Riley was not anywhere in the direction of the hotel that his friends thought he was going to make it to. Ashley?
I mean, he was nowhere.
Okay, Evan, I have this one question for you. And
what I don't get is, if you're drunk or rugged, wouldn't you know that you're leaving the city by the lights? Like, your hotel's downtown, even if you're totally lost, right? I wouldn't think I would walk away from downtown. But then again, you know, maybe that's why he was walking back, because like it says sighting 3 and then final phone ping, but I think it might have been like I don't know if that was like opposite or what. There was like a spot where it looked like he came back down. I'm gonna have to figure that out for you guys.
That last part of your stand-up,
It's
you're
gonna irk
standing
me.
under a bridge, right? And that's typically where a lot of people would congregate because there's shelter. So there's a lot of homeless people who use, areas under bridges. Was it a walkway though? Like I was struggling to find out, would Riley have ended up walking under that bridge, or would he have had to decide to leave a walkway, scramble down to some people down there to have a chat? Like how would he have ended up in that spot if he was?
Yeah, so where we are, there is a sidewalk that goes around, and there's a balustrade, and then essentially a cliff, as I showed before, 30, 40 feet down to the riverbank. Now, there are a couple other areas of land a little bit over that guardrail. So maybe 15 feet down, there's some land, and then you can walk further down. But it's not designed really for people to go down there. But some people do, and that's where some of the people that are experiencing homelessness, that's where their encampments are, in those woods just over the guardrail. So you would have to be very intentional, or just really not having coordination at all, inebriated to the point where you might be sitting up and potentially fall, and then possibly roll down even further. But it is really a dramatic. When I got here, I didn't understand just how far it is from where we are standing, where Riley was walking in that body camera video, to the river embankment all the way down. And it's almost like you'd really have to try, but there is
I hope they
a
show
way
it.
that if you were so inebriated that we saw him falling, it is possible that he fell and continued to go down that direction. Under the bridge, there is another bridge that he would have potentially crossed underneath after that video, but that's just along this sidewalk right here. So no stairs or anything to get down there.
Mm-hmm.
It's mysterious. I mean, just perplexing. Evan Lambert, thank you for that. Just want to let our audience know it's 20 minutes, like less than 20 minutes from the moment he left that bar to where his cell phone, went out. He disappeared in less than 20 minutes. If you have information about Riley's disappearance, I'll say it again. Call the Metro Nashville Police Department, 615-862-8600. But then I'm going to give you a backup, because that doesn't seem to be working for a lot of people who are calling with tips. Right there, BanfieldTips@newsnationnow.com. Drop us a line, BanfieldTips@newsnationnow.com. Call the police first at that number I gave you, 615-862-8600. But then back it up and let us know. And we will, once again, do our best to put the pressure on the Nashville police to call people back. Thank you for...
Apparently she's been dealing with this for a while, Miss Banfield. Okay, now. All right. If you're just now joining us, we are just getting caught up, with some of the new updates in the Riley Strand case. We are going over timelines and all of that stuff. But what we're doing right now is we're watching Banfield from last night. She did a few segments. This next one she did is the one that we've kind of already touched on this, because we're geniuses over here and we caught it right away. But the two people, the couple that is walking when Riley is crossing the street, the couple that crosses diagonal. And I even said on the live, that woman said something to him and she looked back at Riley. Well, they ended up coming forward. One of you guys actually sent me the first video of them coming forward, and I was like, thank you, because I thought I was losing my mind. But yeah. Let me go ahead and switch it over to here. She's funny, the dog. She was snoring so bad earlier, guys. I had to wake her up so I could concentrate. It was so loud. She's funny. And if you guys don't see her, she's my co-host. Her name's Mia Grace. No, I didn't change my name. It's titanium built still. But my real name's Tanya. No, I'll never change my name. That thing was expensive. I ain't getting another one unless it says unfiltered and it's for my new spot, which I'll show you guys my new area tonight if you guys remind me. But we'll go ahead and we'll watch this one. This is going to be the couple that, I believe this is it. Anyway, I didn't get to watch it beforehand. I believe this is the same couple that saw him crossing the road. But now on here, it says couple saw Riley stumble on riverbank. So maybe I'm assuming it's the same couple.
To
We'll
be
see.
so hard to report relevant, credible tips about Riley's disappearance to the Nashville Police Department. Multiple witnesses, including Riley's family, have said that their phone calls go straight to voicemail for the cold case unit. One of those witnesses is Sabrina Martin. She works with an organization called Souls United that helps the homeless. And she says,
Are they calling the wrong number?
She saw someone wearing a distinctive shirt just like Riley's 2 days after Riley disappeared. And yet getting the police to take her report was like pulling teeth. Sabrina
The family said that wasn't credible.
Martin joins me now again. Sabrina, this is, I think, now the third time that we'll have spoken. I asked you last time if you had had a call back from the police, and now we're at day 11. I'm going to ask you the same question. I'm going to cross my fingers. You're going to say, yes, they called you back and taken the detailed report that you gave us on this program, including the description of the homeless man that you saw wearing what looked like Riley's shirt. Have you heard from the police yet?
I have not heard from them yet.
It's astounding to me, and I know you made multiple attempts after being shuffled into voicemail. You went and circumvented Nashville Police. You called Crime Stoppers, and you were at least able to give the report. What's your next move? Are you going to keep trying? Are you going to go and bang down their doors at headquarters?
I'm hoping that by getting this out, that they will follow up. I have emailed local news stations as well as the police station. I searched multiple posts. So the first post I saw was from a local news station with the telephone number. And I called, which was our non-emergency number, and they transferred me to a voicemail. After leaving a voicemail, I called a different number that the lady had given me in case I was disconnected, which went straight to another voicemail box. The next day I went searching I live about an hour away. So I went searching the next day on another social media post and then found the Crime Stoppers line. That lady did seem to take me seriously. She did take all of the information, but I have not heard anything back. She didn't seem to be aware of Riley's case when I first spoke to her. I did have to spell his name, give her the date he was missing. I read it directly off of the post that I got the phone number from, but she did get all of the information. I did leave my name and telephone number on 2 voicemails as well as with Crime Stoppers. You know, even though it was anonymous, I gave my name and phone number and still haven't heard back.
Thank you for watching. Go to news.
Okay. So it wasn't different couple. I don't know. That was weird. I thought it would be the same people because I was looking it up. I don't think I have it up now, but I was looking those people up, and I'm trying to find exactly like where that cliff was, so you guys can kind of see it. Oh, sorry. And I'm trying to find the family letter that they released, like a statement through, I believe it was through Chris, maybe. And I wanted to read that statement to you guys again because I thought it was pretty interesting. So we'll watch this, and then as we're watching this, oh, sorry, I'm going to look for that really quick. And thank you guys all for being here. I appreciate you so much. Thank you guys for gifted memberships and super chats and all the good stuff tonight. I appreciate it. Thanks for being here. Thanks for hitting the like button. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for all the stuff. We're almost to 14,000. I think 600 subscribers. I think we need like 11 more left. So we're getting really close, getting close.
Family. David, thank you so much for being with me right now. Let me ask you this. I have been so curious about that river behind you. Can you give me a feel for what that river's like? Is it deep? Is it dark? Is it murky? Is it wide? Is there a heavy current? Like, bring me up to speed on what you're dealing with.
Pretty much yes, 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 and yes. It is deep. It is dark. It's rather murky. The water level has dropped 4 to 6 feet since Riley went missing, and the flow rate has significantly reduced as well. But as any river, a reduced flow rate is a relative term. It's slower than it was, but still capable of sweeping somebody away if they weren't careful.
Well, that's my next question. When you say that the river's down, is that helpful? Because there's presumably more embankment that you could see. And if there is a body, it might be easier to spot.
That's correct. Theoretically, yes. You know, it's exposed some more of the rocks, some more of the brush, things of that nature there. If there were a body in the river, it potentially could have surfaced and come ashore.
Wouldn't it be floating?
Where
I just thought of that. If there was a body in the river, right? Wouldn't the body be floating? And I mean, I don't know I went to school for criminal justice. I probably should know this, but I don't know a whole lot about it. But you would think that the body would be floating for at least a certain amount of time because the gas is in the body. So you would think that he would be easier to spot.
it would be more visible now.
And how is it that you're determining? I'm just looking at the pictures of divers in the water. I understand they started diving Saturday. Where do you even begin diving? Like, what is it that would plant that flag and determine that's a good spot to start looking?
Well, some of these divers are private individuals, private volunteers who have, of their own volition, showed up to try and help locate Riley. The police department, Nashville Police, has also had their dive team in the water. And it's, I mean, primarily it's where is the last place that this person was seen? You have to have a starting point. In this case, the last place that Riley was seen was along the walk on Gay Street here. And, you know, with his debit card being found where it was, that gives a logical starting place for, you know, dive teams, boats with sonar, potentially cadaver dogs, anything of that nature. But you do have to start somewhere.
I'm seeing some pictures also of a canine that's in one of the boats. How does that work? I mean, I can't imagine a canine on the water, but is that canine just being transported to different areas of the embankments and then doing a quick scan of an embankment and returning to the boat?
No, not necessarily. A lot of the cadaver dogs, matter of fact, most cadaver dogs are capable of picking up a scent of a cadaver that is in the water. So it's a little bit of both. The dog is, you know, trained to pick up that scent in the water, on the water, as well as on land.
So that's fascinating. First of all, I wanted to ask you if there are any other dogs other than just cadaver dogs, maybe a scent dog looking to follow Riley's scent on land. I'll get to that in a moment. But back to the cadaver dog. If the cadaver dog is in the boat on the surface and there's a cadaver many feet down, can the dog actually detect that?
Well, I don't know what the dog's specific limitations are, but the short answer is yes. If there is a body in the water, cadaver in the water, the dogs are capable of detecting that scent.
Do you know of any other canines who might be tracking? Family might have been able to provide something of Riley's with Riley's scent so that they could let them loose in that very small area. This is what, I mean, I'm so frustrated. The area where Riley disappeared is small, and it would seem to me you could flood the zone and accomplish a lot on land as well. Have you seen any evidence of tracking dogs?
Well, I personally had some discussions with the investigator from Nashville PD on this, and we discussed the possibility of using tracking dogs. And I also spoke with a local dog trainer who also trains tracking dogs. And it was determined that because of the time lapse between when Riley went missing and the circumstances around it, that a tracking dog would probably not be effective. The other part of that equation is that this riverbank, what you're showing in your picture there, looks relatively flat, relatively easy to traverse, and nothing could be further from the truth. I went down the riverbank with.
I just wanted to say, I just looked it up, you know, cadaver dogs can smell human remains underwater. They can detect the scent of human remains up to 30 meters underwater. And some can even detect traces of small as a shard of bone or drop of blood. So why wouldn't they be using the cadaver dogs? He said that they wouldn't work. So is he more than under 30 meters? It's just very strange.
Two girls who found the debit card today, and it is absolutely treacherous. I doubt that you could get a dog down that embankment safely with a handler. As a matter
Isn't
of
there a
fact,
dog
we've
right
had
there?
people come forward to volunteer to do a search in that area, and I've decided to turn them away unless they have specific search and rescue training, because it's that treacherous. I mean, I'm not the best guy that's in the best shape in the world, but I had trouble staying vertical down there.
It is distressing to hear that, David Flagg, because it makes me think if you're inebriated, it would be very easy to tumble down into that water. And as you mentioned, faster moving at the time.
Look at that, though. You would really have to be picking up some speed to go into the river. You'd have to go out pretty far for you to go anywhere. You can't just hit the bottom of the river or like the side of the river and expect to go out. Wow. I don't know. This case is so confusing.
That Riley disappeared. David Flagg, thank you so much. I hope I can get you back on the program to update.
It's literally like he was there and he disappeared. He was drunk, then he was sober, and then he disappeared. Like, it's just, this is one of the strangest cases of a missing person we've ever come across. I personally feel like he could have went into the river, but then at the same time, he walks past that cop like he's cool. Like, even if he was drunk, he seems cool. So if he was that cool around an officer, he should be that cool around a banister. Do you know what I mean? Like, that's what gets me. And then his phone last pinged, just a few feet away from that cop, a couple like yards, and he didn't hear anything. And he was in the area for like another 40 minutes. Those are the questions I have. Now, I thought we listened to all three. Let me see. Did we? Oh no, this is the same one. Okay. I'm like, what is going on here? Let me close out of that. So tonight, I just was checking to see about the updates and stuff. And Elizabeth Vargas spoke to a couple that interacted with Riley. So let's see if this is the couple that I was talking about. Also, there was a few other things in these two interviews that she did that I thought was pretty interesting. I was kind of going through them as we were watching. So let me share this with you.
Joining us now with the latest is Chris Dingman, a close.
And has this guy slept? Has this guy taken a nap? Has he ate? Has he changed his underwear? I feel bad for him. He's been all over the place. He's been on Banfield, Brian Enton, Elizabeth Vargas twice, TMZ. I'm missing some. I'm missing all the little local news stations. You know what I mean? Like, he's been everywhere. Has he been on Dr. Phil yet?
Close family friend of the Strains. Chris, great to have you back with us. I want to ask you, there are several witnesses who have told News Nation they saw Riley Strain that night, that they called police, were only able to reach a voicemail. They still haven't heard back from the Nashville police. What is going on?
We're not sure. We're scratching our head on that ourselves. The latest video that did pop up last night, the couple, we were blessed. They actually reached out to me. Our family is going to get to talk to them this evening. I've been emphasizing how much downtown Nashville is a tourist attraction. We probably have a lot of witnesses that may have seen things that was only there for 12, 24, 48 hours. This couple was one of those. They actually walked. Their parents, the mother reached out. She saw Riley. She made a comment of like, you're not driving tonight? And he goes, no, ma'am. And that is literally incredible news that we've gotten for that. We're still trying to piece out if that was before the body cam footage of the police officer or.
Lost him.
Chris, hang on one second. We just, in the middle of that really important answer, we lost your audio for a second. Can you talk again and let's see if we hear you? Okay, I think, no, we don't have you. Okay,
we're back.
Wait, I think we've got you back.
That's live
don't you love
TV
technology today? Okay, so this couple saw them. saw Riley Strain.
Yes,
He asked
because he has
if
been on
you're
other
driving
YouTube
tonight.
channels.
He
You're right.
assured her he wasn't. We don't know if this was before or after Riley Strain then walked
Correct.
past that.
And I will say there is a lot of back and forth with the statements that were coming out and then now what we're seeing in interviews. And I need to find that statement that we read. There was a couple of them. I wish I don't know if I bookmarked them. I'll have to look through my bookmarks, but they're really important because they're almost contradicting each other. I'm going to have to go through and do Red Flag City.
Police officer.
This whole case is red
But
flag.
has this couple spoken to the police?
They have finally was able to contact the police. They reached out several days prior, but they have been in contact with the police and turned over their information.
Okay. And I want to ask you about whether or not the police have gotten any video from any of the fraternity brothers about their activities that night. We know these kids, these college kids especially, take lots of selfies, take lots of videos when they're out. They were all out having a great time. Did any of the fraternity brothers provide any cell phone video from that night?
We have not been told that anything like that has turned up. And you're exactly right. They do take TikTok, Instagram. They're constantly posting where they're at, the clubs, etc. We would love to see that footage. You know, I'm not sure if they've turned those into police. We have not been shown that. But yes, I think there's viable information.
Hold on a second. His mom came out and was saying, them boys are devastated, and this, that, and the other. But now we got Chris saying, well, we haven't even seen if they have video or anything. Hopefully they gave it to the cops. What do you mean? What? I would hope they would. I would hope they would have all that.
In those.
A lot of people, witnesses who saw Riley Strain that night, including the couple you were just talking about, who obviously asked, "You're not driving, are you?" thought he was under the influence. We know that at Luke's Bar and Grill, he only had one alcoholic drink. Have you been able to learn, have the boys been out partying? Had they been bar hopping? Do we know what else he had to drink that night or how much?
We don't know that, but we do know that prior to there was another stop along the way at another bar that was downtown. To that extent, how much they had drank, we do not know. We're assuming there was alcohol consumed.
He told us that they went to Miranda Lambert's bar and then to Garth Brooks's bar before going to Luke Bryan's bar.
Because he was with the boys and it was the fraternity. But unfortunately, the credit card doesn't show any extreme purchases up until the very last purchase at Luke Bryan's.
And you mentioned to me last night on this show that he wasn't kicked out of the Luke's Bar for disorderly conduct or getting into a fight, that actually he was trying to do something nice. What do you mean by that?
Well, what we've been told, and this was, third-hand information, and we weren't at the bar, but we were told that he was trying to help somebody. There was miscommunication with the staff and possibly the actual bar. When Riley was asked to leave, he walked out. They're on film showing him. There was no confrontation with security. He walked straight out of the facility.
And then finally, you said that
he said in the statement, he got kicked out for having a conversation with one of the employees, was the exact words that he used. Nobody ever gets kicked out of a bar for talking to somebody. Just talking to someone, unless you're vulgar or, something like that nature. But I mean, you don't just get kicked out of a bar for no good reason, and talking to an employee is not a reason.
That Riley's phone did not die. It did not run out of power. How do you know that?
We were through, I think, Snapchat and one of the other tracking apps that, we have parents, Life 360. It actually shows the battery, the battery percentage. Unfortunately, nobody thought to screenshot that night because we didn't know we were going to need it. But the family members do remember that the battery was not dead, or we did not get a notification that it was down to like 15 or 17%. So we know the phone had battery power.
Okay.
What did he just said? We didn't get a notification when his phone was at 15, 20%. Is that a Life 360 thing? Like it'll go and tell your parents or whoever's, he's acting like he's on the app too, but it'll tell your parents how much battery life you have on your phone. That's weird. RB said employee rugged him. That's the rumor. Maybe. Wow. Look at that. That's weird, kind of. I would get notifications all the time for Vincent. His phone's always dead. Forget
yeah,
that.
I'm one of those moms who tracks my kids. I'm familiar with that, but I didn't know I could do that part of it. So, Chris Dingman, thank you so much. Keep us updated on how the family's doing and on the search as it goes on. Really appreciate you being here. Thanks so much.
Oh, look at her shirt. It's very bold. Yeah, I don't know. I personally think that Riley is a really, really, really good kid. I think that he's a damn good kid. But I think that just like every damn good kid, they go to college and they have fun and they do things that are out of pocket that they normally wouldn't probably do. And I feel almost like and it's not the family really because they have a spokesperson, but I feel like they're almost like trying to give out excuses like this is why this happened or this happened like this or I don't know. I feel like they're not just saying like yeah, he was drinking and he hit on, one of the employees or something like I don't know. Something is just really weird in this whole case. So let me go back to Melissa Vargas, because she had 2 different segments. Oh, I think that was it actually. It was. I'm surprised she had this many. And then we will see what's going on if there's any newer updates in this. But it says volunteer search along the rough terrain, and we'll see what they were doing. I did see videos today of the new search team that was out, and they were searching. I mean, they definitely were out there in the water.
Us now with the latest is Chris Dingman, a close family friend of the
This
Strains.
is probably the
Chris,
beginning
great
of
to
it.
have you back with us. I want to ask you, there are several witnesses who have told News Nation they saw Riley Strain that night, that they called police, were only able to reach a voicemail. They still haven't heard back from the Nashville police. What is going on?
This is the beginning of it.
We're not sure. We're scratching our head on that ourselves. The latest video that did pop up last night.
This looks like it's the same one, I think. So sorry about that. She had 2 on there, I thought. We'll just go back down and see. It was this one.
We're joined now by David
Sorry
Flagg,
about
the United
that.
Cajun Navy captain, and Brand.
So that's who that is. Okay. And then the Cajun Navy came in, and then this girl here is the TikToker that found the credit card. Now, I do think that it's very odd that his credit card was so clean. And, it was only under a couple leaves. So it's kind of visible, it seems like. Now the water, was up a lot higher. So I'm wondering if maybe the water washed it off. But you would think once it hits the bank, it would collect stuff onto that water. You know what I mean? Like dirt, debris. You guys let me know.
Andy Bain, one of the TikTokers who found Riley's bank card on Sunday. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. David, the sheriff's department today was focusing on Cheatham Dam, which is downriver from where you're searching and where Riley was last seen. Tell me why they think that's a good place to search, if you know.
Well, anytime you have somebody who falls into a river, you're going to go in the direction that the river was flowing. And that's where the Cumberland River flows and eventually stops is at Cheatham Dam. If there's a possibility that that Riley did fall in the river and succumb to whatever injuries he might have had or drowning, that his body could have been carried that far to the Cheatham Dam. It's also possible that it is, hung up on debris somewhere if in fact he's deceased. Or trapped at one of the curves in the river. This river is very, very convoluted. So there's literally probably hundreds of places that a body, a drowned person, could be hung up.
Yeah, and that's your job right now as you're searching all this. Tomorrow you have drones coming in to join the search, which will enable you to do a grid of the area. Can you describe what conditions are like on this river, how deep it is, wide it is, and how fast it's moving?
Well, it was moved particularly fast around the time that Riley went missing. My recollection is somewhere in the vicinity of 4 feet per second, it was pretty good clip.
Yeah.
It has since slowed down. I can't tell you exactly what it is at this point. I would
4 feet per second. That's a lot, guys. Think about that. Wow.
Characterize the current as pretty strong still. And the river varies in width and in depth. I mean, it's as shallow as a couple of inches at the shore. I don't know what the depth is at the deepest point. And, you know, where we are today at the boat launch, it's probably 300-400 feet wide and pretty much stays at that width, you know, down to the point where Riley disappeared and beyond.
And you have hovercraft and even cadaver dogs on these boats. Can these dogs detect a person who's underwater?
Yes, ma'am. Yeah, cadaver dogs are trained to do that, and they have that capability. And we're thankful that these volunteers from South Mississippi have decided to come up and lend their assistance in this.
Yeah, that's a pretty dire turn of the search. Brandy, in the meantime, you were out again today searching along the riverbanks. Brandy, this is dangerous work. Those riverbanks are really more like river cliffs. They're covered in debris and tree branches. How many people do you have out there searching now?
Today it was actually just my friend Seth and I. Our friend Anna wasn't able to join us today, but we did run into 2 other volunteers, which I thanked them on our way. I let them know where to look around and to be careful. Him and I walked the entire bank, and we actually went down all the way past an abandoned building that we didn't cover before just to double check, and unfortunately wasn't able to uncover anything else. We went back to the spot that we found the card and really tore it up as much as we could, and we just cannot find anything else right now.
You found Riley's bank card on Sunday, and I know that the Riley's family is wondering why. I mean, they're thanking God you found it, but why you found it a week after he vanished and police did not.
Yeah, I don't have an answer for that. I really wish I did. I wonder the same thing. I see them going down there, but I also know that I've been down there more and more hours than they have. And I don't want to bash anybody, but when I was down there and one of the officers came, they told me that they weren't down there. But then when I spoke to a detective, they told me that they were down there. So I don't know what to believe. And that's really frustrating for me because I'm really feeling for this family right now. And I just really want it to be taken as serious as possible by all the people that it needs to.
Yeah, I was going to ask you why you think this has caught fire so much on social media with driving so many people to actually get in their cars and go down to this riverbank. Is it your heartbreak for this family
He's everyone's
and the
kid.
mystery of how
He's
a
the
human
American
being
boy.
can vanish?
That's absolutely what it did for me. I've always been interested in missing persons cases, and I lived 20 minutes away, so I was able to get in here, and I haven't been able to stop, and I was able to meet his mom and his dad, and that's just more motivation for me to keep that hope going for them. So anything I can do, I'm not going to stop doing until they have all the answers that they need.
Thanks so much for watching. Go to join NN.
Sorry, guys. I meant to get her before she did that. We'll go through this article here, and then what we'll do is we'll go over to Twitter, and let me see where I can go. That would be a good idea. Maybe here. We'll go over to Twitter because SF Investigates, like I said, he has been putting a lot of work into this case, just with his expertise in missing persons cases, and he's been calling people out there and getting information, which is pretty awesome. So we were going to go over that the other night. We just didn't have time. So we'll go over like all of his posts tonight. We'll go through some of them. Sorry, my assistant is sleeping. So it says here, and let me know what you guys think about this last text. Missing college student Riley Strain's final text message was revealed on Monday after more than a week since his disappearance on March 8th. Strand, a 22-year-old University of Missouri student, had been on a trip to Nashville, Tennessee with his fraternity brothers when he disappeared. And I heard he was studying business. Surveillance footage shows him stumbling and struggling to walk in a straight line after he became separated from his friends when he was kicked out of country music star Luke Bryan's bar, Luke's 32 Bridge. Strand hasn't been seen since, and his disappearance has sparked a huge manhunt. And I'm going to say it again. Where the hell is Luke Bryan with some sort of reward? The dude's got millions. He can put up like $50,000 for reward. You know, maybe the police will find him in the river. You don't have to pay the reward. I mean, it's just nice to offer it, you know. I don't know. I just don't like that. Strand is described as 6'5". He's between 6'5" and 6'7". I've seen it different everywhere. Within build, blue eyes and light brown hair. Anyone with information is asked to call the police, 615-862-8600. On Monday, a family friend of the Strands, Chris Dingman, spoke to News Nation about the efforts to locate him and reveal the last person who had communications with Strand. Now, if you guys remember, right, Chris was saying his last communication was with a girl that he was seeing. Now they're saying that they don't know who he was talking to. Like, those are the things that I don't get. Why are we going back and forth? Do you know what I mean? Like, why are we going back and forth here? Just a couple days ago, they said, yeah, he was talking to this girl that he's seeing. They just start seeing each other. And now they're saying, well, we don't know who he was talking to. I don't know. It's very weird. Newsweek reached out to Metro Nashville Police Department via email for comment. On the night of his disappearance, a woman Strand was seeing contacted him, there we go, to see if he was having a good time in Nashville. Dingman said. That's what he said. So maybe they're just trying to find the girl. I don't, because up here it says that they don't know. He was seeing a young lady that was a recently new relationship, and she is literally the last person that we know that had any communication with Riley from the family. She texted him to see how he was doing, if he was having fun. He sent kind of a script message back to her saying, "Good lops." Let me know if you know what that means. She said she even had to Google it. She didn't understand what the slang was. Now, we heard last night it was low on power supply. Like, that could be it, like an acronym. I mean, that's the best thing I've heard. I've been typing it in all day, like different things. I can't figure it out. Unless he was like saying, unless he was trying to, type something else out and it autocorrected that or something. But good, I don't know what he would be saying after that, I don't know. That's very weird. Dingman added what he thinks the message demonstrated. Of course he did. That just goes to show what kind of state of mind he was in at the time. This was all within a 10-minute window of when he was seen to when he went missing. Well, they were texting each other. And he didn't even text her back the right message. So why is he saying like this was... That I don't get. That just goes to show what kind of state of mind he was in. Probably not a good state of mind. Phone tracking last placed him about a half a mile from the bar between Gay Street and James Robertson Parkway. No other surveillance footage captures him beyond that point. Strand's disappearance has sparked concerns over whether he was overserved at Luke's 32 Bridge Bar, and the Tennessee Alcohol Beverage Commission said it's investigating. Now, if they're investigating Luke's bar, they need to go ahead and investigate Garth Brooks's bar, because that's where they were before Luke's bar, and he only drank one drink there. So, I mean, they shouldn't have let him in smashed, but maybe they need to check both bars. And then they're saying, the owner says they only served him one drink and 2 waters and asked him to leave in line with their conduct standards. The group did not provide any details about Strand's conduct. I'm about to write the company my dang self. It says the TC group added that it's working with police to provide security camera footage and any other potentially helpful information to aid in the search for Riley Strand. Our thoughts are with his family and loved ones for a safe return. Man. And then I'm wondering about the card. Why was his credit card by itself? Why wasn't with the wallet? Like nobody takes their takes their credit card out and be walking around with the credit card and an ID. They take their wallet. They got a back pocket. Apparently the jeans he was wearing were Buckle brand. So that could be like that could be multiple brands. They sell multiple brands there, but he had to get them an extra long. That's why he went there to get his jeans. So if you see anything like that, you'll know. Buckle jeans, a lot of times the guys will have some sort of design on the butt, or it'll have like pockets with an actual button. Not my thing, but that's some people's thing. Now let's go over to here. I was trying to look to see when he started. I'm going over there. It looks right here. So, okay. Just, information if you've seen him. Kylie Rodney stuff. Okay. This is kind of older stuff. So I'm just going to go through and see what's kind of new. Okay. So this is the camera that got him from Gay Street, I guess going on to First, from Gay Street and First. And then that's if you're walking. I wonder if that's walking towards both bridges or just, I think that's in between the bridges. Do you guys know if that's in between? I can look on the map. I think that it's before the first bridge. I was just making sure. Keep grinding said the fact that Luke's name is on the bar and his name is trending for this reason with thousands of posts every day. It's a PR nightmare. And frankly, 95% of the people will associate his name. Yeah. But he's going to get all that business. You know, his business is going to be booming. Everyone's going to want to be at the last place that Riley was at. Riley Strand. You know what I mean? Like, is it? Thanks, Tony. Thank you. Because I know that there's two bridges there, so I wasn't sure if it was before the first or if it was before the second. Just showing us some cameras. And then there's a little scooters that you can rent. That like those people were on that night that Riley was seen. Well, we don't know who it was that was seen on camera. We don't know who that was. The ghost figure. Oh, wow. It says, it is really sad that something that could actually help determine Riley's path of travel is being blocked because they have only want certain investigators looking at the case. That's an injustice to the missing person. Very much so. Okay, so I have been in touch with the uncle of Riley Strand and some of his friends. I've been trying to help with surveillance footage, etc., because they have some personal issues with me. At True Crime Sister, blocked my post with camera locations in Riley's Facebook group, which does nothing to help Riley or his family find who is desperate to find him. That is really low level right here, and it needs to be called out. Don't do harm on purpose. Steve, you know, this reminds me of Chelsea Grimm. And somebody telling, and not, it wasn't Steve, but and somebody telling me, don't be on that case. You're not allowed to be on that case. You're not allowed to do that case. I'm that case. It's my case. It's not yours. That's what it sounds like. And then it just says like, this is what he was going to put in the group. If Riley continued on the path he was seen on surveillance crossing First Avenue and Gay Street, then he should have been seen on another camera about 300 yards along the route. There's also a camera just past the bridge. Hopefully the footage from these cameras has been pulled. As a missing persons investigator and a search and rescue team member, these are what we rely upon to get an accurate last known location. Yeah. And they declined it. I didn't know that you knew that if they got declined. How dirty is that? Like literally, this is like missing people. You know what I mean? Like really, missing people. Everybody should be working together. Do you know what I mean? Like that's the one time that we can come on. We can at least work together. You know, for that. Listening to the song turned down for what? That's so funny, Mary Beth. Did you hear Twitter about the horrific? I did. Mom was watching it. I didn't know that part. No, I had to like literally get it off my Twitter. I couldn't deal with it. I saw a little bit of it and I was like, I can't. It makes my heart hurt. It makes my stomach hurt. It makes my whole body hurt when someone's like being like beat like that. I've never seen that in real life. So, you know, that's probably why. I'm like our school, when I was in high school or whatever, it was so pathetic when people fought. Like it was just a bunch of like arguing back and forth and then people holding them back and then teachers breaking it up. No one ever threw a punch. Now it's like, what the hell? People are wilding out. These people, their moms need to be in jail. And then the moms that want to be there in their life, they need to be smacking their kids upside the head. I'm sorry, but I'm not sorry. I mean, I don't know. Lock them in the house if you got to. Nail their window shut. I don't know, but it's, you cannot do that to other people. And I'm hoping something, like that didn't happen to like Riley, like him getting robbed or something, which I don't really, I'm not going that way. I'm going, more inclined to him being in the river, but I just wish they would find him. It says, if Riley walked along Gay Street and decided to cut back up towards downtown, the stairs going up to Union Street would be a likely route. There is a business on Union. Okay, it has multiple cameras. And then this is just the different cameras. Oh, yeah, look. he saw that too. And remember, I saw that and I was like, yeah, right. Area monitor 24-hour police video camera. I was like, they ain't got no camera there. They're just telling people that. But that's funny that he has this up too. Because my one little good eye has been catching a lot of stuff on this case. So I've been proud of myself. And there it is, the sign. Right in front of the Justice Building. Camera up there. Now you think they'd have a camera on this corner somewhere. It's kind of weird. I want Vincent. Maybe I should have Vincent look at these, see if he can find any other cameras, because sometimes they're hidden again away. Hey, Wizard. Hey, Margot. Wow. Okay. I know that he has some graphs and stuff. I wish he was I wish he was down there so we could see his drone and stuff. Maybe he was. I don't know. I'm just trying to read through these before, that's past the second camera there. Okay, so the water velocity, which is the current. Thank you for dumbing that down for me. For the Cumberland River at Nashville is 2.77 feet per second or 1.64 knots per hour. It was slightly higher on Friday night. Of course, I hope and pray Riley Strand is not in the water, but as a search and rescue team member, I have to consider it. 20 feet. Stream level. Wow. 20 feet. Oh, you guys can't see it. I'm sorry. I'm like in the way. Let me put me back over. Let me just make me smaller. There we go. They are bringing the drones in tomorrow. Keep grinding up. Good. Because I like to see some drone action, So yeah, he does his own graphs. He has a chart. He has a program from me talking to him from the Chelsea Grim case and Kylie Rodney, but he has a program that he puts into I don't know, his computer. He puts all these numbers in. He does all this calculation. Computer calculates where the person could possibly be. And then he takes his drone and stuff out there, or whatever he has to take. Let me see. This is a different case. So although there is nothing to suggest there is a crime in the Riley Strand case at this time, I am curious why he is running. He ran between two moving cars coming from opposite directions. Why not run on the sidewalk instead of cutting through the parking lot? After falling, he spins around while sitting and looks in the direction he was running from. This is just something to investigate. There is not enough to assume anything from these actions alone. And we heard that because we had a TikTok video that showed the beginning of that. Sorry, I'm gonna cross my leg. But the beginning of that clip, before we see him running there, we could see they panned over to the other side of the food truck, so you could see what looked like two guys in a confrontation. And we thought it was Riley, but apparently it was two other guys, and Riley was just so close it looked like him, and then he started taking off running, but it looks like the guy was running after him, the person. It's it's another part of this case. It's what, Also, Nerdy Addict had drones up. Thank you, Mary Beth. Yeah, hit that like button, guys. It really does help me out. I was hoping that he would have some really good stuff on here. So there is certainly an important camera in the Riley Strand case, and it operates 24/7 and is high ISO or ISO camera, so it does pick up detail in the dark. I'm continuing to try to access archives from the operator of the camera. Huh. Okay. I have contacted the head of security for the Tennessee Titans. The stadium is naturally a target for extremists and most certainly has state-of-the-art exterior infrared camera technology that meets Homeland Security standards for public venues. I have to believe the river is covered. The head of the Tennessee Titans immediately called me back after receiving my email and gave me the direct number to the person in charge of the cameras. He could not have been more helpful and was sincere when he said he hopes Riley is found quickly. Just got off the phone. They're scrubbing the footage now, seeing if their camera picked up Riley Strand. The Tennessee Titans stadium security has been unbelievably helpful. And it says here, we checked our cameras and unfortunately none of our cameras had a view of that area or the bridge at that time. Sorry, we could not help out. Man. Well, that sucks. Okay. This is from March 15th. I have avoided speaking directly about this in regards to Riley Strand, but because of the amount of time that has passed and the speculation ramping up, for those that don't know about or know, river recoveries are difficult because following drowning, a body sinks until it fills up with decomp gases and then will surface for a limited time before sinking again. SAR teams are undoubtedly tracking this time and deploying water-based recovery teams based on the probability of detection. Besides this biology aspect, river recoveries are also often complicated by the amount of debris in rivers which can entangle or trap a body underwater. Assuming no entrapment, we are entering a likely time of recovery should Riley have tragically stumbled into the water. I believe the water temps are running around 52 degrees currently. Attached is a sample SAR guideline with river recoveries. Much more complex models are being used to calculate float patterns, current coupled with underwater mapping. Also, this river has quite a bit of large vessels, which is barges, traffic, which will produce churning. We'll look through this. So it says victims that have drowned in 30 to 40 degree water will not surface until the water warms. Wow. I didn't know that. We're going to learn today. Body float information. Victims that are 100 feet or deeper may not surface at all due to the combination of pressure and temperature. I'm learning. I didn't know that either. When and what foods was last consumed? Oh, wow. Foods high in carbohydrates, beer, soft drinks, hot dogs, potato chips produce gases faster. Medication, drugs, or alcohol. Body composition, skinny, muscular, or obese, they float. Fat floats quicker. Well, he didn't have any fat on him at all. The age, the weight, and the height of the victim. I wonder if you're taller, if that, I don't know. So, and up here at the top, I didn't see this little graph at the top. They are saying that he was what did Steve say? Steve said he thought he was what degrees? 52 degrees. So it would be 10 to 14 days to surface. It's been 11 days. Wow. Also, gases produced in the intestinal tract are methane, hydrogen sulfide, and carbon dioxide. These gases are soluble in water and compressible. Any visible body wounds, previous or after drowning. Types of water: river, quarry, lake, pond, freshwater, saltwater. Bottom temperature, currents, spring feed, stagnant, polluted water. Presence, different problems for determining bacteria and intestinal tract. Pressure exerted holding victim down varies with depth of water. Pressure exerted holding victim down varies with depth of water. Let's read that again. So, any debris, stumps, trees, fence, fishing line that could cause entanglement. Watersheds in most state parks are flooded. Farmland. Adult men and women on the bottom way about 6 to 15 pounds. Okay, 15 pounds negative. Children weigh less and may not sink unless intentionally weighted. Some kids will float face up. Victims who are dead before they enter the water will not sink and float. Oh, it will sink. It will not sink and float. We had a victim travel 175 miles in 3 days who was thrown in the river from a motorcycle accident. Wow. Wow. Oh yeah, Tony, that you could tell by the pictures, it's just so polluted and gross. I mean, just from the people that are living there. Where are they going to the bathroom? You know what I mean? Ugh. You know what I mean? Ugh. What about the people who never found or come up from the oceans? Probably because of the depth of the water. So it's so far down. Wow. They may have put them in the water if they robbed them, maybe. Oh. Oh, thanks, Mary Beth. I appreciate that. Thank you guys. You guys are awesome. I didn't know any of that stuff. So thank you, Steve, for putting that up. I appreciate that. Wow. And then here's Luke Bryan's, Barr's little statement. Okay, so it says, I am not surprised by the statement that Riley only had one drink. There was a bartender tweeting at me yesterday saying the group was removed from their bar earlier because everyone was too intoxicated. It was also said they had bags of Jello shots they brought themselves. So they were in bags. How dumb are these people? You just walk in there with a bag of Jello shots? Who does that? This ain't a BYOB. I mean, we've all probably tried to sneak something in somewhere, whether it's a movie theater with candy or a venue with alcohol. And if it's a venue with alcohol, what would you guys try to sneak into a venue? I would try to sneak liquor in. It's going to get you drunk fastest. You could put it in something small. You don't need a lot of it. But you're not going to see me walking in the door with a bag of Jello shots like they're going to a house party. I love it. They got a lot of gall. They really do. I think Vincent might be back. Hold on one second. I think he's back. I'm going to mute it and let Mia go. He was trying to be quiet. It was really cute. Our door, when you open it, it squeaks just ever so slightly. I heard it and I was like, that's him. I have good ears. I don't drink, so edibles it is. Yes. See, you could pick, I don't drink either. So we could just bring in our edibles and our purse. We'd be cool. We'd be good. But then we'd be around drunk people. I can't do it. Let's see. Okay, so he says, I think this is an important tweet. There is no doubt Riley Strain's fraternity brothers and friends are blaming themselves and are devastated. They were there on a weekend trip. They were partying, meeting women, being college kids. 100%. You think you are bulletproof in that moment. 1,000,000%. 1,000,000%. Nobody thinks something like this could happen. They weren't thinking about where each of their 50 friends was at. In college, we would get kicked out of bars and laugh about it. It was a war story to tell the next day. I think we have to be very careful to judge and blame his friends or anybody at this point. Let's see what Riley's family has to say. Let them make a statement. Unfortunately, accidents happen. This tragedy is going to change so many lives and is causing so much pain to so many. Let's not pile on without all the facts and without hearing what the family has to say first. Somebody really blaming the family in this? I will punch somebody in the face. Literally. Smack dab right in the face. No, you don't do that. You don't do that. This mom can barely stand up. She could barely speak. This ain't Jen Soto over here, This ain't Jen Soto. This is Mrs. Strand. Or I think it's Wheatfield. I think her last name's different because she's married to another guy, but So the tweet that he said that he thought was, pretty significant was, A former West Tennessee anchor texted me. They were in the same hotel, said the alcohol was flowing. In fairness, these were frat guys in a party city. They may be guilty of bad judgment, but nothing else. And I agree. I agree wholeheartedly with that post. Like, I think they just were running wild. This might have been the people. Oh, yeah. Okay. It says several people have asked me about the video from the parking lot. That's the one we were talking about where it looks like two people. And he's saying, I analyzed the footage last night and it appears to me there is a couple holding hands that Riley runs around and then cuts through the lot. The male and female are holding hands and are person 1 and 2. Person 3 is Riley. These are in sequential order. The couple is walking. Riley runs past them and you see the couple again. I'm pretty sure that there was like an altercation though. So that's probably what it was. I don't know how he could tell that. Man. I couldn't tell what that is. I wouldn't be able to tell. This one's saying, yeah, they came to my work that night for their formal. We had to kick them out for underage drinking at about 8 p.m. I was in a fraternity and understand formals and getting day drunk, etc. I think he went down through the whole Engage Street fence because he wanted to rest. I've never been so drunk that I've wanted to rest on a pile of trash. He walked by a cop. Why didn't he say, hey? Because the cop was cool. He's like, hey, dude. Why didn't he say, hey, where's the Hilton? Where's my hotel? You know, like, there's something weird there. According to the GoFundMe for Riley Strand, his phone pinged by the sheriff's office in the river at 11 p.m. This is an hour later than what was previously said. This is a bit strange if it's still true. The phone and the watch stopped pinging at the same time. I know the family is interested in specific sets of events in that area because they contacted me asking for my assistance, which I am doing in obtaining the information. I can't disclose what it is they're looking for at this time. These are screen grabs of video from that night, Friday night and Saturday a.m. around 1 a.m. It was raining on and off and several homeless were under the bridge for shelter. There was also a public service truck very near where his phone last pinged. I wonder if that truck has dash cam surveillance. Maybe. And that's the GoFundMe. See, there's the 1:46 a.m. I'm going to save this so I can have it. Good thing Steve put that up. Okay. Sorry, guys. Yeah, Rumsey, we did. We listened to the 911 call. Did you get to listen to it? Because I think I have it pulled up even still. If you haven't got to hear it. Because it even says the time, 1:46 p.m. So on the 17th, I just confirmed with the family that Riley Strand was the last time he was captured on video was around 9:57 p.m. So the GoFundMe description that says 11 p.m. is incorrect according to the family. They also told me that there was not a hard fall detection from his iPhone or watch. What hard fall detection? Oh, wait, I think I have that on my phone. Hold on. It just says Apple Watch cannot detect all falls. What the heck? Okay. If Apple Watch detects a hard fall and that you have been immobile for about a minute, it will tap your wrist, sound an alarm, and then attempt to call emergency services. Huh. Wonder if I took my watch off and I just like threw it on I'm not going to do that, but if I threw it on the floor, if that would detect a hard fall. I'm just saying, like, I just want to know what it would do. Like, I want to see how it calls the police and stuff. I mean, I have the newest one. And like, it's even a step above the newest one because it's the titanium one. I didn't know that it did that. I just fell the other day really hard, like a couple weeks ago, but I got up quickly. but it was a hard fall. It didn't call no emergency services for me. It was like, she'll get back up. She always gets back up. It says Riley Strand's family further clarified the last known location was 50 to 100 feet south of Gay Street, going under the JR Bridge. I am sharing this information so we focus on gathering any rideshare, Tesla security footage, or other unconventional means of surveillance from this area. Good idea. I guess there's a camera there. Just seeing if there's anything. Continuous search. There's the card. Now look at this hill. Like, look at this. If Riley fell off of there, he would hit the rocks and be down on the rocks, right? And I just don't get it. We did too, Rumsey. We watched Nancy Grace last night too. Oh, this update is from Steve. So these are from the he's working with the family. He's a missing person investigator. He's actually on Nancy Grace. When I was tweeting him, I didn't even realize it. We're talking on Twitter, and I look up and he's on Nancy Grace, and I'm like, were you going to tell me about Nancy? Because she was literally like standing behind me last night. So let's see here. He's just speaking to people. Screen grabs from the bridges. Wow. There's a lot of people. Is that what that is? Like, those look like people to me. Homeless people? Just very weird. Okay. The debit card appears to be found far from the water line of the river, but at 10 p.m. on March 8th, the gauge height of the river was 24.66 feet. Today, when it was found, the height was 17.7 feet. So the water was 7 feet higher. I don't know how to calculate how much higher the riverbank was when the gauge was 7 feet higher, but I bet that accounts for why the card was found where it was. What is this? Yeah, we're not going to know about that. We're not. Look at these numbers. Look at that. Look at that math. We don't do math on this channel. This is about the body cam that he doesn't appear intoxicated. Still going over the frames, but it appears when the body cam starts, a person is near the bridge, possibly sitting on a fence. I thought he was sitting on a bike or a bench. I believe we see Riley's shadow about to go under the bridge. It also appears there's a second shadow of a person standing next to him. This is just a quick initial analysis and very subject to change. It says, I get how Riley Strand could have gotten together momentarily for a cop, but then within 100 yards, he takes supposedly a stumble the witness describes as the hardest he's ever seen, and his phone stops pinging. Does the witness mean he continued on Gay Street? We heard a commotion, said the man who was asked not to be identified. He lives near the river with his wife down an embankment from Gay Street. We looked up. He almost fell over. The last brush right there caught him. He was very, very, very intoxicated. I never seen anyone stumble that hard before. He said he didn't head closer to the street to check on Strand since somebody else was already there. I yelled up. They said, he's just drunk. He's okay. Now, this is true. That's big. The man said he reported the entire encounter to detectives and Strand's family. He said Strand continued in the same direction up First Avenue. However, that's where Strand Trail stops. No other footage or cell phone activity go beyond that point. So if that guy's saying this is the way he walked, I'm sure that guy's telling the truth. How is this homeless man going to know which route Riley took that night without like seeing him? Do you know what I mean? Without like physically seeing him? I'm not sure what the height of the wall is. Maybe Rumsey, he could have. Yeah, I mean, he could have went down there to try to retrieve his card. And I didn't think about that. Maybe he was trying to get his phone out of his pocket. His card fell out. I don't know. It's about Nancy. I think that might be all of it. No, 11 hours ago. Tactical brief. Let's see what this is. I think this is for him. Okay. Okay. Water flow can be complex. Subject may even be found upstream. Inside bend locations where debris collections higher probability. Strainers and undercut rocks higher probability. Banks high probability look for possible exit sign. Swimmer in trouble heads for the nearest shore or object. Floating bodies most affected by wind. Consider leeway. Look on islands and in trees. For search or in near water, ensure correct PPE. For shoreline searching, brief on PPE and rescue procedures if searcher falls into water. Consider binoculars to enhance searching. For persons last seen in moving water, like rivers and streams, the distance from the IPP is dependent upon both the current and the wind. In most cases, the current will be the dominant factor. The flow of moving water can be quite complex. The fastest current is found in the center of the channel, midstream, and near the surface. At the bottom of the edges of the river along banks, water flow is much slower and eddies may form. It is possible for a person to be found slightly upstream of the IPP. Where a stream or river bends, the fastest current is found on the outside bend and debris often accumulates on the inside bend. Swimmers in a stream will try to swim to the banks or a midstream object. A drowning subject will quickly sink to the bottom. Is a sea table? Okay. Once the body reaches the bottom, it tends to stay in place because of eddies and bottom friction. The river creates several other high probability areas, including the upstream side of boulders, strainers, likely foot entrapment spots, low head dams, and other similar hazards. Any place that debris that's our smoke alarms. What did he do? I'm gonna mute it. Hold on. I think Vincent's burning the place down. I'm sorry. That's so funny. Oh, I wish I could go with you, Rumsey. You're going to Nashville. I wish I could go. I know. I don't even have my dog. My dog left. My co-host. I'm by myself. I think everything's okay. He already burned it up one night. Wow. Yeah. Wonder what he's making. He doesn't make stuff that would burn. That's weird. Probably water. Where were we at? The river creates several other high probability areas, including upstream, inside of boulder strainers, likely foot entrapment spots, low head dams, and other similar hazards. Any place that debris is found also has the potential of stopping a body. When a body goes over a waterfall, a likely area exists in the bowl cut underneath the waterfall. Deep pools can collect debris and be calm in spite of whitewater. Riverbanks should also be considered likely areas. The distance provided in the distance from IPP table comes from the water search dog data and represents the worst case scenario. Only the average 1.1 miles and maximum 8 miles case configures are available. Okay, never mind. I thought that was going to say something else. That was just like his little. Let me see. Something about a witness. Okay, the story of the new witness in the Riley Strain case that is rapidly circulating from News Nation and others. I have interviewed this witness and received a full statement over the phone along with a copy of the written statement they gave News Nation. Law enforcement has a statement directly from the witness and have since yesterday, and I have put the witness in touch with the family. I would strongly caution against turning this into more than it is. Everyone is grateful the witness came forward and provided this information. The last time the witness saw Riley, he was walking along the sidewalk and Riley was not in distress. The other details are not mine to disclose. This was not a witness to any event. Yeah, I wouldn't think that he would be. Okay, why is Sebastian Rogers trending? Did Nancy come out with a new thing? New video? Because I wanted to do that case tomorrow. I wanted to go back to Sebastian Rogers' case tomorrow because, you know, there's we haven't been covering it the last like week or so. Let's go over and look. Yep. Well, we know what we're doing tomorrow, right? We're gonna watch some Nancy. Man, she's right on target with me because I wanted to go back to the Sebastian Rogers case anyway tomorrow because we've been following this case for so long. I wanted to, you know, give this case a break, wait for some more stuff to kind of come up. I want to go and make that timeline for you guys. I also have that map I'm making for you guys. Let me see if I can. I'm making this map like of his last known travels from the hotel at Garth Brooks's bar all the way up to where his debit card is found. I think I have it all done pretty much. I just want to make sure it's just double check it. All that good stuff. JLR is like, where's Waldo Heerly? He is. What did he put in there? Now JLR he acts different than he used to, but he used to wild out. He wiles out. He wilds out, let me tell you. He definitely does. Well, I'll be in Delphi for the court case. I'll be in Delphi May 13th for the opening statements of Richard Allen's trial, if they'll let me in. Me and Jan are probably going to strap ourselves to Brian Enton, I guess. Or I think they'll have Nick Capriello out there, so we'll be with Nick. But wherever Nick is, wherever News Nation is, you'll see me sliding in there because I'm getting in there. Jan said I couldn't even wear my watch in there. I was like, what? They're taking everything. They don't want you to have anything. But I do want to go revisit the Delphi case too. Let me see here. And let me shut down the poll too here in just a second. I put on the community tab the other day about going and discussing the Delphi case. I'm trying to figure out where I put it. I was going to see what the poll said, but I don't even see it now. Well, when did I do it? Is it here? But I guess I didn't really do a poll. Okay, I thought I did a poll, but I don't see it now. I just said, would you like for me to cover it? Oh, wait, there's the poll. Okay, 139 votes, 69% of you said yes. 20% said, oh, well, we'll watch either way. I love you, 20%. You'll be the security detail. You're only an hour away, Rumsey. I'm 3.5 hours, 6.5 hours. Shit. 3.5 hours away. 3.5 hours away. But we went down there. We walked along the bridge. We did it all. Otto, I didn't. But we're going to go over that tomorrow. I didn't see the new interview, though. I'm going to go watch it. Wow. Oh, man. I haven't seen anything since the last interview they did. Let me see. That's what I was going to look at. Let me actually shut down the poll, and then I'll tell you the last time we covered Sebastian's case. So do you think Riley is in the water? 58% said yes. 13% said no. 29% said don't know. Pretty good poll. What was I going to go do after this? I was going to see when last time we covered this case or Sebastian. We only need 4 more subscribers to hit 14.6K. Wow. You guys are awesome. And I'm going to start doing little update videos. So like, the cases that we cover like 1 or 2 times, there's not like huge updates in those cases to do a full live. So I will be putting out more pre-recorded videos. The last time we talked about Sebastian was, March 15th. So not too long, but I mean, long enough. Hey, Mike. See, I don't know. I'm gonna look into this or the mom and the stepdad more. I thought they were genuine when they were like upset, but a lot of people don't think that. But you never know. Oh, thanks, Otto. Thanks, everybody. Oh, he has a person with him, Siggy. Wow. Thanks, keep grinding up. Appreciate it. I'm gonna have a good look at that interview. So that's what I was going to say. Roseanne, that's what you got me. Okay, you got me. That's what I was going to say. So not Sebastian, when Riley went to the bar that night, when he went to Luke's bar, to start a tab, if he started a tab, he would have had to have given the bartender his credit card. Or they would have had to slit his credit card somehow and got his information and kept the tab open. But normally they just keep the card. So why would his card not be... Like if they kick him out, I don't see them giving his credit card back. Do you know what I mean? Like they usually just kick you out. You come back, you get it the next day. That's how it is where I grew up, you know. That's another case I want to go back over at Madeline. There's not like a lot of big updates, but I know that Vinny Politan has been covering it. So I figured I was going to listen to what he had to say and then bring it to you guys. Because I love Vinny. See, we don't know if he had a tab there or not. They just said he had 1 drink and 2 waters. Like they didn't say if he was holding a tab or if he closed his tab, if he even had one. He may have just ordered 1 drink, closed his tab out. But I don't know. I just don't see people really doing that. Unless he just knew he's only going to have 1 drink and that was it. It's so weird to me. But I'm going to jump off of here. I'll be back tomorrow with some more true crime. All that good stuff. If you guys are subscribed yet, make my little dream come true, you know, help me get to that. Was it 14, 15? What are we? I don't even know where I can't even lie to you guys and be like, help me get to this number because I don't know the number. 14,500. We'll be at 14,600. That, you know, that's a good thing when you don't even know how many subscribers you have. Like that's when you know you really love what you do. Because I'm always like, what am I at? But I love that. I never thought I would be at almost 15,000 subscribers a year and a half in. I mean, 15,000 people want to listen to me say something. At one point, I don't even know. That's a lot of people. But thanks for being here tonight. I appreciate you guys all so much. I will see you tomorrow. We're probably going to cover Sebastian. Actually, I think we will. So, hey, back on my BS. We're just ready to get off of here now. But I will be back tomorrow. I'm going to try to, this is what I'm trying to do. I'm trying to make it a certain time at night. So what I think we're going to do is, since it's starting to go into like more like warmer weather, we'll probably do 9:15. If it's too late for you guys, let me know and we could do 8:35, 8:15. And then I'm gonna keep the lives at like an hour and a half. Instead of, it's like 2 hours now, so like an hour and a half. That way it's not so long for you as well. And we'll get more information kind of crammed in. And then I'll do more pre-recordeds as well. So, but thank you guys for being here tonight. I appreciate it so much. I will see you guys all tomorrow. Have a good evening. Have a good work day or whatever you do tomorrow during the day. I may come on and do a live. I may come on and do members live because we have so many new members. I love it. Thank you guys so much for gifting memberships tonight. The super chats. Let me go back over to my comments so I can see. Mary Beth done lit up the place tonight. PJ gifted memberships. Mary Beth gifted 1 membership. She did the $5 super chat. She gifted 5 more memberships, and then she gifted 5 more memberships. She was gifting them all night. I love that. Thank you so much. I really do appreciate you guys supporting the channel. It really, really helps me be able to, produce content for you guys. But I will see you guys all tomorrow. Have a great evening, and I'll see you tomorrow. Bye, guys.